Have you ever wondered why, despite your best intentions, relationships can feel so confusing? Do you find yourself asking what it really means to be an adult when it comes to love? Is maturity in relationships all about keeping your cool, or is there something deeper? Something about presence, acceptance, and courage? What if there was a map, not just for surviving, but truly thriving in partnership? How to be an adult in relationships opens the door to these questions, inviting us to explore the heart of mature love. Are you ready to discover what it means to show up fully for yourself and someone else? The 5 A's, the foundation of grown-up love. Imagine if love had a toolkit. In this book, relationships are framed around 5 essential elements, called the 5 A's: attention, acceptance, appreciation, affection, and allowing. These aren't just nice extras. They're the building blocks of any healthy, lasting connection. Attention is about being present, truly listening, and seeing your partner as they are. Acceptance means embracing both strengths and flaws without trying to fix anyone. Appreciation is the practice of expressing gratitude, noticing what's working, and celebrating the good. Affection is both physical and emotional. It's warmth, touch, and the words that soothe and encourage. Allowing gives your partner the freedom to be themselves, to grow, and to make their own choices. These 5 A's are not only gifts we give others, they're also needs we all carry from childhood. The way our caregivers offered or withheld these elements shapes how we seek and offer love as adults. From childhood patterns to adult choices. We all enter relationships carrying invisible bags packed in childhood. If our early needs for attention, acceptance, appreciation, affection, and allowing weren't met, we often seek them in adulthood, sometimes in desperate or unhealthy ways. This can look like clinging, people-pleasing, or pushing people away before they can hurt us. The book shines a gentle light on these patterns, not to blame our past, but to help us see what we're bringing into our relationships. The message is hopeful. Awareness is the first step to change. By recognizing our patterns, we can choose differently. We can learn to offer the 5 A's to ourselves, filling in the gaps from childhood, so we don't demand them from our partners in ways that overwhelm or sabotage intimacy. Mindfulness, the secret ingredient. Mature love isn't about perfection, it's about presence. The book emphasizes mindfulness, being awake to what's happening, inside and out, right now. Mindfulness helps us notice our feelings, our partner's feelings, in the dance between us. Instead of reacting on autopilot, we can pause, breathe, and respond with intention. This isn't easy. Mindfulness asks us to sit with discomfort, to notice when old wounds are triggered, and to choose not to lash out or shut down. It's about staying open even when we want to close off. This is where grown-up love lives, in the choice to stay present, even when vulnerability feels risky. The courage to be vulnerable. One of the book's key messages is that intimacy requires courage. To love as an adult is to risk being seen, known, and possibly hurt. It's tempting to protect ourselves with defenses, sarcasm, withdrawal, criticism, but these walls keep out the good along with the bad. Instead, mature relationships invite us to speak our truths. I feel hurt when, to ask for what we need, and to listen generously to our partner's truths. This can feel scary, but it's the only path to real closeness. Vulnerability is the bridge that connects us. Boundaries, the art of respectful distance. Many of us think love means saying yes to everything, but healthy relationships depend on boundaries, the no's that protect our well-being and honor our individuality. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're guidelines for what's okay and what's not. Setting them is an act of self-respect and respect for the other person. The book teaches that boundaries are not about controlling others, but about taking responsibility for our own needs and limits. Saying no isn't mean, it's mature. Conflict, an invitation to grow. Every relationship faces conflict. The difference between immature and mature love isn't the absence of arguments, but how we handle them. Instead of trying to win or avoid conflict at all costs, grown-up love seeks understanding. When disagreements arise, the goal isn't victory, but connection. Mature partners listen to each other's perspectives, take responsibility for their part, and are willing to repair. Apologizing, forgiving, and moving forward are all signs of adulthood in love. Self-love, filling your own cup. A central theme is that healthy relationships start with self-love. When we practice the 5 A's with ourselves, paying attention to our feelings, accepting our imperfections, appreciating our efforts, showing self-affection, and allowing ourselves to grow, we become less dependent on others for validation. This makes us more capable of loving without clinging and of giving without resentment. Self-love isn't selfish. It's the soil in which healthy relationships grow. Love is a spiritual path. The book treats love not just as emotion or transaction, but as a spiritual journey. Relationships are places where we practice compassion, patience, and forgiveness, not just with our partners, but with ourselves. Loving well is a lifelong practice, one that asks us to face our fears, heal old wounds, and open our hearts again and again. Practical tools and skills. Throughout the book, readers are invited to reflect, journal, and practice. Exercises help you identify your patterns, clarify your needs, and communicate more effectively. Mindfulness practices, affirmations, and meditations offer ways to stay grounded and present. The message is clear. Becoming an adult in relationships is possible for anyone willing to learn, practice, and grow. So what if growing up in love is less about finding the perfect partner and more about becoming the best version of yourself? Could the key to a deeper connection be found not in changing others, but in changing how you show up? Are you willing to offer the 5 A's to yourself and to those you care about? What would your relationships look like if you embraced presence, courage, and compassion, even in the messy moments? If these questions spark your curiosity, maybe it's time to take the next step. Will you accept the challenge of becoming an adult in relationships starting today? Thanks for joining us at BitBooks. What would you like us to explore next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more bite-sized wisdom from the world's best books.